So I just got the idea that I want to do a day in the life here in Medellin, Colombia. I've been here now probably about a full month. I got myself settled, and a lot of people ask me, how do I get everything that I get done? What's the order of my process? So I figured it might be a good idea to get the guys together, show what a day is like for me. It's a Monday. So it's usually a busier day of the week, getting caught up over the weekend, that sort of thing. Anybody in healthcare knows that Monday mornings tend to be a little chaotic. And anybody who's an entrepreneur is excited about getting started on Monday. So here's a day in the life, ENTP life. Mask on before I walk inside my office, or else they'll find me. It's crazy out here. I get started pretty early. I like to be here by like 6:30 the latest, because then no one's in the office. I could focus on my things, clearing the emails, assigning tasks, planning for the day, getting little odds and ends corrected. And that carries me till about 8 a.m. This is usually when my first employee reports in. After 8 a.m. starts my daily meetings and really assigning tasks. And from then on, it's just going to be probably a day full of meetings. Hopefully nothing too crazy happens. But that's how it goes.
I usually start my day with a cup of coffee and a review of what I have on my schedule. My first meeting of the day is a budget review for AidBook for the upcoming calendar year. Running a business with your significant other has its challenges, mainly because it's hard to separate your business life from your personal life. So if you really want to test your sanity, launch a home care agency during a pandemic with your pregnant wife.
All right, so budget-wise, I started to think about what roles I would like to have going forward, right? The new admin and the new director position, 2 staffing coordinators based on the census size, an HR generalist, and then marketing and business development positions, finance position to kind of maintain the controller role, a true recruiter that's actually going to be sourcing staff, not just going through historical people. In order to build successful teams, you need to build around your strengths and your weaknesses. Veronica is our operations manager here at ENTP Life. And one of the things that she does exceptionally well, which I don't do, is she helps keep me on schedule and keeps things very organized. As an ENTP, that is just not my strength.
Another thing about people with the ENTP personality type is we are born problem solvers that love to take on challenges and work through other people's problems.
All together from the minute that they start the company is tough, right? Because most people just don't have that range. But it's not like unrealistic to learn and do. But if you're on a tighter budget, try to form some partnerships with people. Each patient can have a primary and secondary GPS location.
One thing I don't talk about much here on the channel is my software company, On Time. That company started with me creating a tech solution for my time and attendance in my home care agency. It has since evolved into a SaaS company that provides practice management software for home care agencies, social adult daycares, and healthcare staffing companies alike.
Or you could say, hey, I'm gonna give myself up to 20 hours a week of authorized times for those variances, or you could do it 40 hours a week for those variances. And if you're the one that's managing those variances, you know that you're not going to make any changes unless you got approval from the patient. You could kind of handle it in those 2 ways, either approving unauthorized time that was worked or making the authorization change.
Next up is all things real estate.
Let me tell you something, man. The worst thing that you could have are like non-performing tenants. Just because not only do they not communicate with you well, they start to even try to blame you for their financial issues as to why they can't pay the rent that they promised that they were going to pay you. It's a really uncomfortable situation, but being in New York, the government's not on your side. So if you're gonna invest in real estate, make sure that you invest in a landlord-friendly state like Florida, Texas, and so on. Crazy stuff. Yeah, I think the fastest, quickest thing to do now would be what we just discussed. I'm gonna write up a summary of like next steps, right?
Okay.
So that we know exactly what we're hitting on. So just to fill you in, I was meeting with one of my marketing specialists at ebook, and we've been trying to kind of consolidate and work with social adult daycares as a referral source, and we're both trying to work together so that we get joint contracts with the MLTCs, which are the payers for home care. So we were just strategizing and talking about how we're going to go about that. We have 2 partners that are coming on board. It's probably going to be about a total of 70 new patients. So we're just trying to sequence that and really make sure that we hit that right, because 70 new patients is roughly, I would say, about $1.5 to $2 million worth of revenue. Not profits, revenue. So it's important to bring that on, and it kind of helps grow things out a bit. We just don't want to miss any points on that and make sure it's done right. That meeting wrapped up. It's about half an hour. And my next steps is just to kind of give a summary and next steps so that we're on the same page. So this CP is coming out of a pretty deep cup and handle, 50% correction, retested its highs, consolidated in this now starting to break out, so creating more of a base 1 base. I like this position. I think there's potential to move to about $80 to $90 on this stock. It's behaving okay for today. Today was kind of like an inside day on the S&P 500. Slightly up, but more of an inside day. We peaked out at 47.11, had a little bit of a correction, but we've been hanging out on the top. There's kind of constructive sideways behavior, and this stock is kind of poised to move higher. So, at minimum, we're going to see another 10-point move from like 60 to 70, but I really think we could get much more out of this if CPE lifts. But this is how I usually end my day, and probably tomorrow morning I'll start the day like this as well, just looking for some money opportunities, looking if there's anything that's really kind of gearing up to move. Like you see, this Netflix had held the 620 level and had a nice pop from 620 to 690 in a week and a half a day of trading. So that was after its earnings report. So you didn't have that volatility to worry about. But that's usually, the end of it. I'll cycle through. So I can get a lot done without having to be drilled down to the screen. And that's really what I want to show.
And that's a typical day in this ENTP's life. This is the first video I made in this format. Let me know what you think right in the comment section below. As always, like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone you know will find it useful. Until the next one, take care.